There we go. Hi, everybody. Still taking roll. Joanna, oh, wait. Joanna, James, Samuel, John, Lafrol, Calvin, Tejada, Nicholas, Elsa, Fitzum, Gabrenigus, who am I missing in that list? Mike Odiche. Zaint. Zaint, what's your name, Zaint? I can see you're here. I don't remember your name. Isaiah, Williams, Carter, John Sweeney. Oh, I don't have you up there, okay. Oh, whoops, sorry. There we go. Yoshia. Les, and who else? I thought somebody else just wrote in, but maybe not. Yoshia, cool. All right. So there we go. If you see anybody who pops in and I don't have them on this list, I'm going to keep this list up for the first little bit. Keep this list up for a while. And yeah. Right. How's everybody doing? How y'all holding up? I hope you're doing okay. I'm doing all right. I'm just chilling. I've cleaned up my little area a bit, although really all I did was just kind of move things behind the monitor so you can't really see it. But if I show you, here, oh, whoops, I forgot to tighten that up. If I show you, let's see, keyboard. Oh yeah, so I cleaned the table, what you can see of the table, but actually that's not really true. All I did was moved a bunch of stuff behind there. Wah, it's all back there. But if you're just looking from right here, look, it looks very clean and tidy. Yeah, right. But it's a lie. It's like the cake in the Matrix. It's all a lie. All right. So I got the push. I didn't bring the push. No. So the push is at my place in Brooklyn. And yesterday when I went and picked up that DJ thing, I feel like I was pushing my luck by being out in the world. And I don't feel like doing that anymore. So I'm not going to go get the push. But you know what I do have? I can show you this maybe tomorrow. Is I did bring my Novation Launchpad, just smaller. I don't know if I have a USB cable for it right now. But Portal? You mean like the game? No, it's not a reference to Portal. The Ableton Live Push. Yeah, definitely don't go out. Thank you, Joanna. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're holding ourselves up in here, but here I can show you what the Ableton Push 2 looks like. If y'all don't know what we're talking about, It's this thing here. Boop. Wait, let's make that bigger. There we go. It's that thing right there. So I have one of these, and these things are dope. If you're using Ableton Live, I highly, highly recommend that you get one of those. But you don't like Novation. Why don't you like Novation? What's wrong with Novation? What'd they ever do to you? Huh? I've had a few Novation things over the years. But yeah, the Novation Launchpad is actually really, really good. I'm gonna... It just ain't great. Well, some of their things are better than others. Let's just say that. That's all I'm gonna say. Some of the things that I've had from Novation have been not so great. Like you said, I will agree. But then other things I've had, like the Launchpad is actually pretty freaking awesome, and their Launch Control XL, which is like faders and stuff, is pretty good. But the push is great. RJ, as soon as you can afford to get a push, I highly recommend that you get a push. Very, 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 very good stuff. The push is, especially if you're using Ableton Live a lot. So I just want to make these cables nice and pretty too, but I don't know if I okay, cool. And as you see, I've got a fancy new I've got a new fancy layout with the desktop scene, and then here you can see me, and then here we've got keyboard, and then for during the break, when we have a break, I got a special surprise for you, for those of you who weren't here in the beginning, before we started class. I have a special surprise. I'm excited. Yay. You see my excited face? That's my excited face. What's my Spotify name? I don't know. Let's see, shall we? Let's go check out Spotify and see if I have a name. Do I have a name on Spotify? Tony Grund. Here's my Spotify. You can see all the stuff I've been listening to recently. We were playing there's a game called Pandemic. I'm gonna put that right there. Oh yeah. Oh. There's a game called, I'm gonna put it right here. There we go. There's a game called Pandemic that's like, it's a board game, and you're basically like battling against a virus. Oh, Joanna, you like that game? Yeah. It's a fun game. So my friend brought it over the other night, and we were playing. We were playing it, and we would put on angsty music. And somebody had made a You want to see this Spotify playlist? This playlist is hilarious. Hold on, let's go look for this thing. Corona virus. So somebody had made a playlist. It's called Coronavirus, and I want you to look at this playlist. This is hilarious. The first thing on here is Matchbox 20. And I don't know about you, but Matchbox 20 doesn't exactly make me think of the end of the world. So, it's so funny because it's like, I guess they just like put a whole bunch of songs that had like some kind of something about sickness or whatever in the title of the song, but the songs are not really that angsty or anything. So we changed it, and we stopped listening to the coronavirus playlist, and we just started playing 9 Inch Nails and stuff like that. What else did I play? Oh yeah, I was just playing Broken and Fixed. Yeah, Beats Not to Panic To, and that was really... let me see here. Sam F. F. There you go, Sam F. Boop. So, yeah, that's what we did the other night on Friday night when you could still hang out. It was only like 4 of us, so it wasn't like a heavy crowd of people or anything like that. But yeah, we played Pandemic and listened to a bunch of 9 Inch Nails, and then I was like, oh, 9 Inch Nails, I haven't listened to them in a long time, so I've been listening to that recently. Also, if you like ambient music and you like down-tempo stuff, these are Nice. Thanks. These here are pretty good. They're a little bit foofy, but not too bad. Deep sleep, spa treatment. It's basically just something you can kind of put on and chill out and listen to. In the background, it's really good. And then the other thing, I posted it yesterday, but I'll go ahead and post I'll post it again. This 90s ambient playlist here. You can follow this. Share, copy, playlist link. So that's my 90s ambient playlist that I put together. Social Network soundtrack makes for good pain. Ooh, yeah, it would, right? It's all 9 Inch Nails, basically. That's a good one, actually. I'd forgotten about that. No Sleep Till Brooklyn. Yep. And I've also been making this list of 90s funky electronica with bands like The Herbalizer on here and DJ Vadim, DJ Food, Funky Porcina, London Funk All-Stars, stuff like that. I haven't gotten around to Hexstatic is in here. I haven't really gotten around to like putting it all together, but there's some cool stuff on here. It's all funky 90s trip hop and stuff like that, which I like to put on. I don't think this one is public. Make public. This one can be public. I'll put this one up too. Here. There you go. Boop. Oh wait, I did that already. Okay, cool. So that's what's been up. What's been going on over here. Has anybody finished any video games or made any sick beats? I know somebody was talking about they got an album that's going to drop. Got an album. Someone was talking about they got an album. Uncle, yes, Uncle is dope. Yes, yes, yes. Big fan of Uncle. Yeah, don't they spell it with a K? Isn't it? UNKLE. Isn't it like that? Or is it with the C? I don't remember. But that's basically what, isn't it? Like DJ Shadow? I think it's basically DJ Shadow, right? I could be wrong about that, but I don't know. Anyway, shall we get going on today's lesson? Would you like that? You'd probably like that, wouldn't you? Okay. So remember yesterday, in Ableton Live, we talked about setting up our subgrouping. And let's just go ahead and do a quick subgroup thing here. Just another review. Since we have some time, we can do some reviews of stuff. I'm going to go ahead and make a drum beat here. I'm going to use my 808 again because I like that drum kit. Put the zoom over there. And yeah. Cool, so we got that there. I'm gonna go ahead and tap tempo that bad boy. 1, ta, da, ba, ba, bum, bum. Yep. Speed that up just a little bit. Yeah. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to duplicate this and let's change that drum kit to, let's go for a C78. Yeah, one. Yep, cool. Nice. Cool, so I got that there. Let's throw some, let's get a shaker thing. I'm gonna show you an instrument that's really cool. This is for a contact instrument. It's called Shimmer, Shake, Strike. And one of my favorites, actually. Surprisingly, it's just shakers and tambourines and stuff like that. But it's a good one. It's a fun one to have. Where's my... There we are. So in here, libraries, Shimmer, Shake, Strike. Load this one in. And so the way this one works is you have these patterns here. And you can change these instruments up. That one. Cool. And then we can go in here to our pattern. There's that. And the mixer, I usually turn off the reverb. And I'll just put my own reverb in. Cool. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. Actually, let's... I'm going to solo that one out. Shaker 1, whoops, not shaker 12, shaker 1. And I'm going to go ahead and record this in. Just 1 bar, 2 bars, 1, 2, 3. So I just recorded that in. And now I'm going to go over here and solo this one here. This one's going to be my shaker 2. Oops. Do the same thing. Cool. Now I got these separated. Get rid of that. I don't need that anymore. Run these to some reverb. Change the reverb up a little bit. Let's get a room reverb for now. Not bad. Cool. And I'm going to separate these out here. Because I got that kick. Bass drum, CR78. And I get this clap thing here, the snare drum. And I'm just going to keep it going. RJ, to answer your question, should it be a rule of thumb to make the track you're recording audio into post effects as opposed to post mixer? I like to use post effects. That's my rule of thumb for me personally. I can't tell you that you need to do that, because the reason why I do that is just to get the fullest recording of the sound possible. So that's all. Cardona, what's your first name, Cardona? I like to have both names, so when I'm putting the roll in later, it helps me out if you can just give me both names. So I can't tell you that it's like should be a rule of thumb necessarily, but it's not a bad idea. So I got these here. Now I also want to add in, I got these, and let's go over here to this one real quick while we're bass drum, bass drum 808, and this is my, what was this, a snare drum CR78. And this is maracas, shaker 808. Oh, hand clap, yeah. This one here, actually, I'm gonna duplicate this down into the snare drum as well. There we go. So the hand clap, 808. And then snare drum. Yeah, extract that one out as well. What happened? What happened to my snare drum? My snare drum got deleted. Undo, delete tracks. There we go. Okay, cool. Steven Delgado. Somebody tell me what Cardona's first name is, or last name or something, so I don't have to like dig around for it, please. Thanks. All right. So we have this here, and I want to go ahead and record. I don't need any more of these, I don't think. Actually, let's use the symbol from this one here. Take all these, got these named correctly. Yep, cool. I'm gonna turn them down real quick. Can you go over quickly before break how to set up for recording vocals and the preferences on the I/O? Yes, we can talk about that again. Just go ahead and play. Cool. So I got that there. These shakers are really loud. And then this, I want to get a cymbal going on in here. Cool. And this one here. Cool. Nice. Awesome. Okay. Thanks you. Thanks you. Thanks you. Thanks for letting me know Cardona's name. All right, cool. So that's that. Good. Cool. All right. All right. So now what we're going to do here is, let's go ahead and give this a mix. Now, oh, it's Andrew. Wait, who's Andrew? Who's Christian? if he would come back into the chat and tell me his name, it would be much more helpful than all y'all. I appreciate y'all. So wait, it's Andrew Cardona. Whatever, I'll find it later, I guess. All right, so what we've got here is all these different sounds going on, and this is my cymbal 808, and this is my side stick CR78. Cool, thanks, James. Awesome. Okay, cool, thank you, I appreciate it. I'll put Christian and question mark. There we go. All right, so what we're gonna do here is let's just go ahead and go over like how to like do a quick mix on this. So first of all, I'm gonna get my two bass drums over here, my two kick drums that are here, and I'm gonna lay everything out. Now, what I want y'all to check out is, let's just talk about subgrouping real quick, because you can do subgrouping before you even start mixing stuff. So I'm just gonna put this in a basic layout, and we're gonna talk about that in a second. I got my snare drum here, and my cymbals are over here. I always put stuff in the same kind of order, basic order. And then the hand clap is gonna go here, side stick, snare drum. So I'm gonna put that there. Okay, cool. So this is my basic order of stuff. And make everything the same color. And then I'm gonna go ahead and make my new track here. And we're gonna do, call it drum group. Oops. Drum group. And now, all these tracks, these are all my drums, and they're all gonna go in here into my drum group. So I just go right down here, audio 2, drum group, like that. And then over here, make sure it says no audio from, and then monitor, there we go, boom. So now when I hit go, there we are. Cool. All right. So you see how that works there. Now, let's go ahead and take a look back at the notes. So we got that subgrouping going on. Subgrouping, subgrouping, subgrouping. All right, send effects. Let's use some send effects. So send effects are, what kind of effects would we use for send effects? Like what kind of effects would we call send effects? Give me some names of effects. Like compressor, is that a send effect? Delay A, delay A, delay A, delay A, yep. And reverb, 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 yep. Those are definitely send effects. And that's pretty much it, actually. There's not a whole lot of other kinds of send effects out there in the world. It's mostly delay, reverb, that's send effects. Yep, compressors are inserts. Everything else is pretty much inserts. Now, that's not to say that you can't use reverbs and delays as insert effects. You definitely can sometimes, but for the most part, they're used as send effects. So we're going to send sounds over to them. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to rename this insert track here. I'm going to call this one drum room. And you can see I can send some stuff over to it. So if I solo this out, you can hear the reverb on that. If I want to send my hand clap, you can hear the reverb on that one as well. Okay, so that's over here in the drum room. That's our reverb. And the way we set this up is right here. So we're going to use return tracks for reverbs and delays. And the make a return track is Command Option T. Return tracks are labeled A, B, C, D, etc., and then it has the name of it. Now, if you wanna see where your sends over here, this is your send amount. This is how much you're gonna send over to it. So if I want more reverb or less reverb, I can turn this down. And if you're not sure of like where to see like what A, B, C, D, all that stuff, it's down here in the bottom corner. It's hard to see, but down here in the bottom corner, if I mouse over these, you'll see it says A, drum room, B, delay, like that. So you can name these reverbs anything you want. So for example, we'll call this one delay 1. Is there a way to hide the send effects? Yes, there is a way to hide the send effects. So I've got delay 1, delay 1. Let's say it's delay ping pong. Let's call this one reverb for vocals that we're gonna do here in a second. And like one more. Let's call this one delay. Let's call this one echo. Echo, okay? If you want to hide them, it's just Command Option R for return. So you can hide them there, you can hide them on the sends as well. And remember, down in the bottom right-hand corner, down here, these also show and hide different things. So I can show and hide my sends, I can show and hide my returns, like that, if you click on those. So that's how we can hide them if we want. Or it's just Command Option R or Command Option S. R for return, S for send. So what I'm gonna do here is I've got my drums going over to this reverb here. And I want this drum room to come back into the, to go back into my drum group. So audio 2, drum group. There we go. Cool. Great. And that sounds pretty good there. Now, let's go and do a quick mix on this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with my kick drums. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shape the sound a little bit using just my tools here. There we go. Cool. And I'll group these two together actually. We'll do this the Ableton Live way. I'll group these two together. Command G to group them. And we'll call this bass drum group. Make sure both of these are going to my bass drum group. And the bass drum group is going over here to my drum group. And what I'll do in here is let's give them a little bit of the old. Let's actually use, I'm going to use the Sound Toys plugin on here, Decapitator. Just kind of beefy. Fatten it up a little bit. There we go, sounds pretty good. Let's get the snare drum. This snare drum, I'm going to lower the tuning on it. And you'll notice, and this is something we're going to talk about more when we talk about sampling, but you'll notice a lot of these drum sounds, if they're in classic mode, I'm putting them into one-shot mode. Just keep that in mind. Drums are almost always one-shot mode. All right, so I'm putting them in one-shot mode. I'm going to go ahead and tune that one down. Is there a reason for sending the reverb track back into the drum group? Just so that when I'm putting effects like my compression stuff on there, it's compressing that reverb in there as well. It's really up to you as the mix engineer how you want that to play out. But a lot of times for reverbs, light reverbs like this, I will bring it back into my drum group just to have it compressed in with everything. But you don't always want to do that. You want to listen to the sound and see what it sounds like because it definitely changes the sound up. All right, this hand clap. There we go. Yeah. And these ones as well, I'll go ahead and group these together. We're going to call this one the snare drum group. Not the CD group, the snare drum group. Snare drum group goes to my drum group. These two here go to the snare drum group. There we go. And again, decapitator. Just to fatten it up a little bit. Whoa. Cool. Nice. Cool. This one here, I'm going to go ahead and down tune this one a little bit. Cool. That sounds good. Put some reverb on this one. This one here, I'm actually going to put a low cut on this low pass filter on this one here. There we go. Yeah. Here. Sounds pretty good. And this one here, I'll put some saturation on just to kind of like make it like a little bit less clean. A good effect, I don't know if this is still something that you can pick up. It used to be free. Camel Audio. The Camel Crusher. I had friends who use this on a lot of stuff. Gives stuff a little bit of an edge. Cool. All right, and we're going to do something to that cymbal there in a little bit. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go ahead and throw an effect onto this whole drum group here. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Nice. All right, are y'all with me on this? Y'all with me so far? Okay, cool. So we got this drum group here. Now the question came up, you asked me before a little bit ago, just to show you how I do my audio recording real quick, how to do an audio recording setup. So first of all, I'm gonna make an audio track here. We'll call this one Tony Vocals. And I still have my mic and my cable here from earlier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug this part. I'm going to plug the female end into the back of my audio interface. And I'm going to show you that. That is just plugged in right into the back of, I've got a little arrow audio interface here. And it's just plugged into the back there. There it is. So just plug that in. On the arrow, what you want to do is, I'm going to hit the preamp button here. And now my mic, I can set the line, the input to mic or line. And so this is a microphone. I obviously wanted to say mic. And then I can adjust the level of how much gain it's getting here. So what I'm going to do is plug the mic into the other side. And if I go check, 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 ha, 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 check, check, ha, 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 check, check, 1, 2, check, check. You can see that's clipping. Turn it down a little bit. Check, 1, ha, ha. Check, 1, 2, ha, 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 check, ha, ha, check, ha, ha, check, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, like that. And you can see I'm getting a nice signal there. Blah, 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 blah. Maybe a little bit more. Blah, 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 blah. Right, there we go, cool. Okay, so I got that. Put this back. Cool, all right. Thanks, Anthony, for letting me know that you're here. I appreciate it. Cool, yeah, that looks good. Okay, so push that back just a little bit. TMI, dude. All right, but I'm glad you're here, man. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so now I got this. Now inside of Ableton Live, what I'm going to do with my microphone is I'm going to go over here. Let me save this. Save as. We're going to call this one KMFD. What? KMFD what? Okay. So now in here, I'm going to go with I'm going to hit Command, comma to get my preferences. And the preferences, I need to make sure my audio input shows my Universal Thunderbolt. That's my arrow. Whatever your audio interface is, that's what you want to have it set to there. And then once you've got that set up, over here, I think they were supposed to play actually in Long Island like this summer. We'll see if that's still going to happen, but probably not. And then in here, audio from is going to be external in because it's external. And now I've got my input number 1, which I plugged into number 1, so I'm going to that. Check 1, 2. Hey, check, 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 check. And I go down here, I hit my record button, and I'm ready to go. So now, I stay up all night. What? Because I'm scared. People trying to come in to my bedroom, y'all, and cough in my face. Up all night, what? Because I'm scared. People trying to come in to my bedroom, y'all, and cough in my face. All right, so we have this little thing that I made. And now remember, if you remember yesterday the vocals the vocal plugin effects group that I made, the effects rack right here, Tony vocals. I can just take this and drag it onto here, and now up all night. What? There we go. 'Cause I'm scared. Obviously, I need to mess with these. People trying to come in to my bedroom, y'all, and cough in my face. Up all night, what? 'Cause I'm scared. Cool. People trying to come in to my bedroom, y'all, and cough in my face. Up all night, what? Cool. And then, 'cause I'm scared. Over here, my reverb vocal. Let's get a reverb. Convolution Pro. Comes with Live Suite. And we'll go in here to, let's get a plate. Let's get a real plate. Oh, is that what you were asking about? You're asking about recording the playlist view. You mean the session view? Well, what do you mean? This here? This is, were you talking about the arrangement view, Zaint? You talking about this view here? And do multiple takes? Well, so I wish I could, but here's the problem, is that Ableton Live doesn't do playlists. Sorry. No such things as playlists in Ableton Live. But there is a kind of weird workaround that you can do. It's not the best, but it will work in a pinch. And we can talk about that. But let's talk about that after the break. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back and continue on our journey. So be back here at 3:04, y'all. Oh, and also did everybody, well, hold on. I'm going to stop the recording, and then we'll talk about that. Hold on. 3:04. Be back.